In this video, we'll be discussing how to search for and replace text in JavaScript. So these are great tools for cleaning up user input, editing strings, or fixing typos in your code dynamically. So there are a few different methods in this video that you'll learn. We'll learn the includes method to search inside strings, the index of method to find a position, and we'll use replace and replace all to change text. In addition to these methods, we'll be discussing common mistakes and what to watch out for. So let's go through the first example here, and I want to discuss the includes method. So I'll write down the goal of the includes method, and the goal is to check if a word exists in a sentence. So let me print out a sentence here, and we'll say let sentence equal I love learning JavaScript. So let's check if the sentence contains the word JavaScript. So we're gonna say let has.js equals sentence dot includes. So we're gonna see if the sentence includes the word JavaScript. And we're gonna print this out, and we're gonna say does the sentence contain JS? And we'll do a question mark and has JS, run, and this will print out true, of course, because JavaScript is within the sentence. But remember, you need to remember that this is case sensitive. So since this is case sensitive, if I put a lowercase j here, it will output false. So remember to be accurate with what you are writing within the sentence, because it will print out false if there are any differences between the two words, because lowercase j for JavaScript is not in the sentence, but uppercase j is. So just try to remember that when you're using these methods, that they are case sensitive. So let's go through another example, and in this example I want to discuss the index of method. So the goal of the index of method is to find the position of a word in a sentence. So let's print out a sentence here, or define a sentence, and we're going to say let text equal coding in JavaScript is fun. So let's get the index of the word JavaScript. So we're going to say let position equal text dot index of, and it's case sensitive, so use a capital J for this and a capital S, and we're going to console.log the position. So let's run this, and the position is 10, and you may be wondering, why is the position 10? So because in arrays, if you remember arrays, we discussed how one word would be index 0, the next would be index 1, the next after that index 2, and so on. But why is it 10 in this case? So with sentences, the index values are actually represented by each character in a sentence. So for example here, C is represented by index 0, O is in index 1, and so on. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we are starting the word JavaScript at index 10, so that is why the position of the word JavaScript prints out index 10. So let's say we did not capitalize the J, and we run this, it'll print out -1, because whenever the JavaScript cannot find the word, or the method cannot find the word, it will print out the value of -1. So remember to be accurate with what is in the sentence and be exact with it, because this is case sensitive. So let's discuss another method now, and we're going to discuss the replace method. So let me put the goal here. So the goal of the replace method is to replace a single word in a sentence. So let's create a message, and we'll say I like cats. And we'll create a new message now that replaces cats with dogs. So we'll say message.replace, and we'll write cats here, and dogs here. So we'll say console.log before, and we'll say message, and then we'll do the new message below. New message, and we'll run this. One will print out I like cats, because that is the initial message, and we have replaced cats with dogs. So the second message will say I like dogs. And let's see if this works. We put a uppercase here. I like cats, I like cats. So nothing changes here because this is case sensitive as well. So you have to remember to be exact with the word in the sentence for this method as well. So it's also important to remember with the replace method that it will only change the first match it finds. So let's say I like cats and I write cats again. This will only replace the first instance of cats that is found within the sentence from left to right. So remember that when you are also using the replace method. So now let's discuss the replace all method. So the goal of replace all is actually to replace all occurrences of a word. So this is exactly what I mentioned earlier here, where replace would only replace the first instance of cats. Now we want to replace all occurrences. So let's say we've created a sentence here, practice makes perfect, practice every day. And let's say we want to replace all instances of practice with work. So we're going to say let fixed quote equal quote dot replace all, as we want all instances to be replaced. And we're going to replace practice. Remember, case sensitivity is important to take into consideration because this is case sensitive. And we're going to replace it with work. And then we are going to print out the first sentence. So we're going to say before and print out quote, and then we'll print out the new message or the new quote here. Okay, so it has given us the right output, and as you can see by using replace all, it has changed both occurrences of practice and has changed it to the word work. So instead of practice makes perfect, practice every day, it now says work makes perfect, work every day. So that is how you use the replace all method. So if you have numerous instances of a word, it is good, and you want to replace all of them, it is good to use the replace all method. If you just have one instance of a word, replace will work perfectly fine. So now let's combine search and replace. So let me write down the goal here. So we're going to check if a name exists before replacing it. So we are going to create a greeting here. Let greeting equal, hello Sarah, welcome to the team. So first we want to check if Sarah exists. So we are going to create an if statement, and we're going to say greeting dot includes Sarah. So we're checking if Sarah exists within the greeting. And we are going to replace Sarah with Bob. So we're going to say let new greeting equal greeting dot replace. So we only have one instance of Sarah here, and we're going to replace it with Bob. And we're going to console.log the new greeting. And if we cannot find the name, which in this case we will find the name, but we are just going to say if it's false, and it can't be found, name not found. Okay, so let's run this. And the new sentence says, "Hello, Bob, welcome to the team." So essentially what we've done here is we have combined searching, so the includes method, to see if the name Sarah is within the sentence. And then we have used the replace method because we only had one instance of the name Sarah within the sentence. So we used replace, not replace all, and replaced Sarah with Bob. So that is how you use the different search and replace methods in JavaScript. I hope you learned something new, and please like and subscribe if you do, and thank you for watching.